Hey there, welcome to Your Digital Front Door. These are my tips for creating a welcome and trustworthy book direct website that converts, means bookings, leads, inquiries, all of those things. I want to tell you about myself. I'm Jody Bourne. I am a vacation rental marketing expert strategist. Started in this industry back in 2014. And before that, I had been doing other tourism marketing. I've been a guest at actually 66 rentals we counted a couple weeks ago. And next weekend, it will be my 67th rental that I have stayed in the last 10 years. I am a consultant, so I help people with their vacation rental business setup, branding, marketing. And then I also have a group mentorship program that's mostly focused on guest experience, communication, marketing, and branding. And I'm also a website designer. However, started website design because I was doing all of this marketing. I was helping clients market their vacation rentals and get direct bookings. And this was well before the phrase direct booking wasn't a thing. I was just setting up their business for them, and we were doing online bookings, and I was setting up Google ads and Facebook ads and doing Facebook and Twitter at the time, and then Instagram, and started doing all this marketing, but their websites were horrible. Nobody was booking because they couldn't find the booking forms, or there weren't any booking forms. They couldn't check availability. They couldn't really, the website was just, they were ugly. I was also working as a side hustle, I guess you can say, with a guy who had a website conversions and optimizations agency. So I learned website design as a conversion specialist. We were looking at data and Google Analytics and email marketing data. And then we were making changes to website based on data. So that's how I learned website design. And I do what I say, I build badass websites. So throughout this presentation, you're going to see some of the badass websites I've designed. And that's what I love to do, is helping hosts create a really professional brand. And with that professional brand comes their guest communication strategy, all of the professional tools that they're using, dynamic pricing, PMSs, all of those things, as well as the website branding and marketing of that experience. I also have a podcast called the Savvy Host Roadmap. I teach a marketing framework called the C2B framework. And in that framework, I really talk about how content and connection is super, super important. The content you create, whether that's on your website or your social content, ad content, plus the connection that you build with your audience, with your people, that equals bookings. That's how you get bookings. But you can't get bookings without a website. If you want direct bookings, you want a direct booking website. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about that direct booking website and how you can make it better and more beautiful, more branded for your guest avatar. You can click this QR code. This is going to give you a link to where you can find many of the resources I talk about in this. The vacation rental website self-audit checklist will be a really good one for you to grab. It's just 3 or 4 pages of a checklist that you can just check off really quick. Most of the things that I go over in this presentation are in that. Some of them are not. I also provide my Perfect Guest Avatar workbook and a video that I've done about the perfect guest avatar. Understanding your perfect guest avatar, knowing what they're looking for, is key to creating a website that really speaks to them. And then also you can connect with me and get the slides here. There's all sorts of things. And then there's links to my Instagram, etc. If you purchase the All Access Pass, and there's also a link to that on that page, but if you purchase the All Access Pass, you're going to get a whole bunch more resources. However, if you have the All Access Pass bonus, I highly encourage you to check that out, download all of that before December, or get into that program before December. And it also includes a coupon for $200 off my website or marketing audit. And that is a great deal. If you end up where you want to purchase a website from me, you want me to build your website or rebuild your website, then that coupon is also good for that. Your website has 3 main goals: create FOMO, build trust, convert visitors. And a lot of people think their website has one goal, and that is to convert visitors. And yes, that's what you want. You want bookings. When somebody goes to my website, I want them to book with me as well and to book one of my services. or to buy one of my courses. So yes, definitely that is the end goal, is that money, that conversion. That's why you have a business. But really, you have to think about your website as having these three clear goals to get to the conversions. Your website has got to create FOMO, create desire, inspire people to want to not only want to go on a trip, they already want to go on a trip or else they wouldn't be out there, but also to want your trip, to want the place you created, to want the experience you've provided and you've given. And then to build trust. Trust is so important these days. It's even more and more important than ever to build trust with your potential customers and guests. And I'm going to go through a lot of ways that you can build trust, not only with your design, but also with some of the words that you're using, some of the content that you need to have on your site. A comprehensive direct booking strategy depends on having a well-designed website that creates FOMO, desire, trust, and conversions. So I can't stress that enough. These are just 4 quick examples of some sites that I have redesigned and what they looked like before. None of these were, I can't say they weren't horrible because they all look pretty horrible, but they are now not horrible. Website design matters. You have 5 seconds to tell your guest avatar when they get to your site that, damn, this is the place, or this is the experience that I want. And you do that through imagery, through copy, and through design is the way that items are placed on the site. Design is the movement, the colors, the fonts. All of those things go into a well-designed site. Just some quick stats about website design. You can take a screenshot of these and save these if you want to, but I just want you to know that 75% of people base a business's credibility on website design. And somebody let me know if I spelled businesses wrong, because it looks like it is to me, but I don't know. I think I Googled that. Anyway, these stats are from a company called SEMrush. It's an SEO company. This was done in 2022. It's very modern. And we see stats like this all the time. Website designers know this. I know it just because of looking at the Google Analytics from clients who had a website in the past that was not well designed for whatever the reasons were, and to a well-designed website. And you can see the increase in time on page, all of that. You can see these are just a few quick videos of some of the sites that I've designed, and you can see they look welcoming. This is how you create a welcoming site, is with, you can see how these colors are soothing or fun. This one on the bottom is Salty Snow Properties in Destin and Breckenridge. They're fun, family-friendly properties. They have a really fun, bright design, color scheme, and they really show off the experience that they're going to be providing to their guests. Track Rentals is a brown and green color scheme. I'm going to talk about them more. Arcadian Avenue, these appear in the top left. Yeah, left. This is luxury group homes in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And then this is another cabin down here in the bottom left, Spring Creek Retreats. They have a luxury cabin on 80-acre nature reserve in the Blue Ridge Mountains. So again, you can see just by looking through these sites that they really have this warmth. They have this welcoming feel. They're clean, they're branded, they're memorable. And we're going to talk about how you can do that. So create desire, FOMO, be welcoming. How can you be welcoming? First of all, you're welcoming when you know your guest avatar. And knowing your guest avatar is crucial. You should probably have more than one guest avatar. I suggest sticking to 2, maybe 3, but 2 or 3 main guest avatars, and make most of your content exclusively reaching out to them. So this is Track Rental. As I mentioned earlier, you can see the site on the left is their homepage, what it looked like before. So if you have 3 seconds to impress people, this doesn't impress anybody, this big, huge logo. This was a site they'd actually paid for, professionally designed website that they had paid money for in 2016. Big, huge green things. The shades of green do not match. The logo is huge. Their navigation, they had tons of different navigation items. And really, you don't even, the only property photo you can see above the fold, which above the fold is this area of the site that's above, it's this main area above the fold, like a newspaper. You can only see one property and it gives very few details. So definitely not very exciting. This is the remake. And you can see this is a video, which I don't know why I didn't record the video of this, but the video of Saratoga Springs, because they have great properties, but what you're really wanting when you go to Saratoga Springs is this amazing racetrack experience. This is where the Preakness is. And so this video really shows that. And then I did the branding of the site and a little bit more elegant color profile on this one. And so you can see that this is definitely already builds a connection on this website. Here is another example of a site that's designed for the guest avatar. This is littlewhitedogproperties.com. This is Sarah Sokol's site, and she is also presenting. And you can see just the soothing color scheme, the peach, the blues, the big imagery. These images also scroll. I think we have 6 that scroll through here very slowly. And you can see this is also, it's just relaxing. It shows immediately within that 3 seconds that this is a luxury log cabin. You can see that it's pet friendly because you see this dog there, and you can also read a luxury pet friendly vacation rental on the Maine coast. And then you have this fun font that we used to not only make it seem friendly, the font choice is really important, but that font choice makes it seem friendly. But see how the peach, the family fun, that rotates as well. So each of those little rotations also tells people that they have found a place that's for them. They're seeking family fun. They're seeking outdoor adventures. They're seeking an escape, all of those things. Another important piece of this is choosing the photos that really appeal to your guest avatar. I have problems a lot of times when I'm working with hosts on website is they want a photo that's not specific. They want a photo that maybe is just the house overview. Like they would not want to put this photo as the lead photo because they want to say it shows a dog, and not everybody wants to be dog friendly or wants a dog friendly property. Be out there with your avatar. Find your avatar, figure out your avatar, and then show them what they want to see, because that specificity is really super important to showing them the experience that you've created for them. Don't be scared that other people are going to see it and it's not for them. Create something, create an experience just for them, and they will come to you. And I promise you that book that I have that on my resources page, the Perfect Guest Avatar workbook, and then I have an accompanying video on YouTube, that's going to be a great resource for that. Another example of designing for your avatar, this is the Utopian.com. You can also go to their website. I should have put a QR code on all of these, but you can see the consistent brand colors and fonts. In this one, we did a little bit of a more luxurious font, peaceful and perfect. These are the brand colors they had before. With Little White Dog Properties, my team and I created their brand colors based on what Sarah was looking for and some of her ideas. But the Utopian had their brand colors. But we chose these large images. Again, this is, I think, 4 slides through this one. When you come to this site, the first thing are photos of these yurts with these great hill country views. This is in the Texas hill country. And you are instantly drawn in. You instantly say, wow, this is for me. And those are the images you want to display on the top up above the fold of your website. Big images, videos that really make people say, wow, and realize that you're different than the people that they are seeing elsewhere. Some more design tips I just want to mention really quick is creating white space. So you can see white space doesn't necessarily mean a white background, but that there's a lot of space around these visual elements on the page rather than having everything all crammed together. If you are thinking about your home and you're thinking about welcoming people into your home, you want them to be relaxed, and you don't want things to be cluttered or look unkempt or look unprofessional or look, you know what it's like when you go into someone's home or even a vacation rental and things are cluttered, or maybe they're not modern, you have not outdated decor. That's what a website is. So when you think about a website being this warm, welcoming extension of your brand that you're creating in your properties, You want them to feel that way when they get to your website. And that white space is like a blank canvas for the important content that you want them to notice. Like in this particular instance, you also see that I have the headlines. They're consistent, the sizing, the font color, the font, so the boldness of the fonts. And then these short, easy to read paragraphs, buttons in contrasting colors, little icons that tell a story quickly. And then she's called out all three of her main avatars here in this first bit of content. Your property page design is also really super important. Property details all on one page, icons, drop down descriptions. You want your paragraphs spaced. You can see in the spacing of this, the paragraphs are spaced apart. These are things that you can do really quickly and easily. Drop downs when there's a lot more details. This is at arcadianav.com, and they have large group rentals, 3-story homes with tons and tons of amenities and features. So they have long property pages with lots of details. More design tips is be sure to look at your site on mobile. If you have a website now, I want you to grab my checklist that I've provided, and I want you to go through it. And I want you to look at your site on mobile and make sure that the buttons are showing up, that they're clicking through, that your headlines are separate from the rest of your text, all of those things. So as far as the content goes, I'm going to skip through this pretty quickly. I just want to mention use your voice of customer. So when you're writing, I know writing is hard. I'm going to do a video about writing for your guest avatar. I'll do that. I'd probably put it on YouTube too. Here, get links to my YouTube channel. But anyway, I'm going to do some more tips on writing there. But as far as creating voice of customer, see this stunning nestled amidst breathtaking natural beauty, the cabin offered stunning scenic views. This is just a snippet from a review. We do 6 slides. This is springcreekretreat.com. And we do 6 slides there, and each one is just a little snippet, a little piece of a review. So those are words of customer. A quick ChatGPT thing that you can do is take all of your reviews, put them in ChatGPT, and ask it to create a word bank of words that are used continually by your guests. And you can use those words all over your website and other marketing. So when you're writing for your avatars, you want to call out the specific needs of the avatars and go back to that littlewhitedogproperties.com and read these 3 things and see how we do that in her content. So what can you do? Large, professional, high quality images that tell a story and evoke an emotional response and evoke that wow, or I can't wait, or I'm so relaxed, or this is so romantic. Whatever experience you're trying to create, use images that do that. Consistent fonts, thoughtful colors, white space. Again, all of that's going to be in that guide that I am giving out with the checklist and the slides you can go through later. Trust signals. So this is probably the most important thing that you can do to increase bookings on your website is building trust. Nobody's going to buy from you if they don't trust you. People trust Airbnb. They trust VRBO. They trust those places, even though they've heard horror stories. They trust those places because they're everywhere, because their friends have used them, because they see them on ads, because they know they're big brands. And even though they have these horror stories, they know that they can get their money back. So how can you build trust on your website? There's things that you can do on the property page that can build trust. I'm going to go through that in a second. An about page, that you need a great about page that builds trust. And I'm going to go through that as well. Other content that you should have on your site, an FAQ page, a things to do page, so that your people know that you are an authority on the area and where they can go and what they can do, and that you can give them that information and give them even more of that information if they book with you. FAQs that have policies, procedures, directions, some of those things. A copy of your lease agreement, have that on your website. Your privacy policy. Do you have secure payments? Do you have a way of taking payments securely through a credit card processor? Put that on your website. Social proof is social media sites. Link to your social media sites and make sure that they've been updated regularly. Don't link them to a social media site if you have not used your Facebook page in 4 years. That looks like you're not a real thing. Link to listing sites, I always encourage that. You could put that in an FAQ. Are you on Airbnb? Are you on VRBO? And have reviews everywhere across the entire website. If you have influencers and media attention, put a page on your site all about that. As far as your property page but goes, you want to make sure that on your property page that your rates are very transparent. You spell out all of your fees. You don't have any secrets. You have a book direct guarantee, meaning your rates are less on your website than they are on a listing site. That is a great reason for people to book direct. Give them your cancellation policy up front. Let them know. Show them their lease agreement. Let them know what there is required of them at checkout. Just create a little section. Put things, as you can see here, I put things in tabs. I have a tab just for policies so they can understand what are they going to be required of me when I leave. Give a map to your property. You have a lock on your property. You have a camera on your property. Let people see where it is so they can bring it up on Google Maps and see that it looks like the photos that you are showing them. Share lifestyle images and share reviews, not just the reviews in one spot that they can see on the website. Share pictures of reviews. Share featured reviews throughout the entire site. If you've done a Matterport or walkthrough video or drone footage, use that. And be sure that you have a form they can use to book direct immediately. Your about page. Sarah Sokol has a great about page. The content is warm and inviting. It tells her story of why she's doing this, why she loves hosting, and why her company is named Little White Dog Properties after her dog Milo. And so she tells the story of her love of Milo and her love of hosting dog-friendly accommodations. She also has a picture of her cleaning team and talks about them. She has missions, her values of sustainability and safety. She has a video that is all about the safety that was at her property. It was on Good Morning America. Justin Ford from Breezeway, who does that safety certification, he actually featured her home, and that's on her about page. Other charities that she gives money to. She's a big supporter, of course, in dog charities. Sustainability, if you are into sustainability, which you should offer some of that if you offer some of that in your home, those are values that you should be sharing on your website and on your about page and in your marketing. Happy in the Keys does the same thing. They have a story about each one of their team members and why they work with them. They have a lot of photos and videos, and they tell a great story about how they first came to the Keys and thought it was such a great place, and they bought a home there, and then they started inviting friends, and then they decided to build homes for the vacationer's lifestyle. My about page, jodyborn.com or about-jodyborn. That's my about page. I give a lot of fun facts about me. I tell a story of who I am and about my parents and my family, my kids and my dogs, and people connect with me that way. What can you do? Have an about page, have reviews featured prominently. I've had clients wherein we actually take pictures of their reviews from their guest book. We have a whole page of pictures of their and videos of them reading reviews from their guest book. You can do that on social media as well. Make sure you have all that transparent pricing, lease agreements, checkout policies, cancellation policies. Make sure all of that is transparent and easy to find on the website. Even put it in more than one place. Put it on a FAQ page. Put it on your property pages. And then make sure you have a way for them to connect with you further. Social media, contact forms. Put your email address and phone number on your website in multiple places, on a contact page and in your footer. Have a chat bot. I have a video somewhere. Reach out to me and I'll find it. I have a video on how to connect your Facebook chat bot to your website, how to embed that so that people can chat with you right there from the website and see that you're a real person. And then booking details. Conversion. Obviously, this is what you want, right? This is why you pay in big money for a website, is so that it converts your guests and you get more bookings. All of these things come into play with your conversions, but a few very specific points to mention about conversions. Easy, clean navigation buttons. You can see on this site 4 top-level navigation. Each one of them has a little drop-down to more. She has a Explore tab, so that drops down to her blog and a few other things, her things to do page. The About Us drops down to more information and a contact page, and the properties drop down to each of her 3 properties, and then this big, bright call to action button to start your search. You want call to action buttons on every page of your site, but every page other than the home page should have one call to action. but you can say it in different ways. Use persuasive language. Discover your next vacation. Explore our properties. Those kind of things give people this idea of searching and that warmth and being excited to explore, to discover, and then also be very direct with some of your CTAs. Start your search. Book now. Book direct. Find availability, those kind of things. One page, one focused call to action, except your homepage. The purpose of your homepage is direct people to different pieces of content that are important. So on your homepage, you may want to direct people to your, if you're a listing management company, maybe you want to direct them to your property management services page. Maybe you want to direct them to your things to do page, et cetera, whatever you have. You can see some of my portfolio sites of examples of what people do on the homepage. You want buttons in your footer, again, linking to that availability search or that booking, those booking forms. You want it really easy for, especially when you have multiple properties, to search for the property, have that search form on the homepage of your site, and then also have that search form on its own page to search for availability. It's another important way for conversions to happen. And then finally, remember that conversions also include email marketing. So if they visited your site, you want them to convert into an email address that you can continue to market to. Avanti Vacation has a great email marketing sign-up page. So what can you do? Make sure that your bookings, it's easy to find your booking form, easy to find your search forms, and they're easy to go through. Try it on your phone. Make sure it's instant. You want your colors. You want to use an alternate high contrast color just so that your buttons, your call to action buttons, stand out on the page. Easy navigation, no more than 4 top level navigation menu items. Everything else can drop down below so that people don't get confused by what you want them to do. Be sure you check your navigation on mobile. And then property details are all on one page. Easy to read property descriptions, easy to read pricing, reviews, photos, captions. Questions to ask of a website designer: how do they make your brand stand out? How, do they specialize in direct bookings? Do not use somebody if they have not built direct booking websites before. They don't know as much as somebody who is versed in the vacation rental industry. Make sure that they listen to you, but also give their advice. You want to make sure you know who your point of contact is and what their office hours are. You want to see a portfolio, and you want to see how do they make your site and your competitor's site different. How do they listen to you, what your brand is, and do they make it different? Does the site belong to you? Are you able to maintain it? And what are the ongoing costs of the website? Again, I'm Jody Bourne. Here's how you can get in touch: jodybourne.com/DBS, and you're going to get resources, tools, inspiration slides, connections, everything I mentioned. And there's the QR code you can use as well. And again, the All Access Pass, if you grab that, this is everything you get in there. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. Hit me up if you have any questions whatsoever. I'll be glad to help you. Bye.